fight on. It's time for Versus.
Alright, we're doing another side quest here. This is going to be a mini Versus. Well, it's just a Versus, but, you know, it is what it is. And there's the three of us now. So Jaden's come back to the show. I did say he'd be back in a few other videos. This Versus is something that...
Special.
It's special to me.
It's close to you.
And I'm really hoping that it has an outcome that I've predetermined. I mean, an outcome that I want. I'll tell you what,
Hint.
it'll be what it'll be. But
It will be
I'm
what
really
it'll be,
hoping it's
yeah.
the way I want it to go. This one is Farnsey versus Barnsey. Now, if you're not Australian, that means fucking nothing to you. But to Australians,
It means everything.
it means everything.
Everything.
It's iconic,
Yeah.
right? So John Farnham versus Jimmy Barnes. They're icons of Australian rock and pop. John Farnham and Jimmy Barnes are two of Australia's most iconic music figures, hands down, each defining a different side of the country's rock identity. Definitely. Farnham, known as The Voice, found early fame in the 60s, but it was the comeback album in 96, Whispering Jack, featuring the hit You're the Voice, that cemented his place in music history. His sound blends polished pop rock with powerful, emotional vocals that appeal to broad audiences. They fucking definitely do.
Appealed. So, and Jimmy Barnes, former frontman of Cold Chisel, represents a grittier, working-class rock ethos. So, as Sean said, they're opposite ends of the spectrum there, with hits like Working Class Man, which is an Australian anthem.
It's a classic.
It's an anthem, yeah. In case Barnes built a career on raw, energetic performances and a strong connection to the everyday Australian. So he represented the everyday man, essentially. So he's enjoyed consistent chart success as a solo artist with a string of #1 albums and best-selling memoirs.
Despite their stylistic differences, they are different.
They are completely
different.
yeah.
The two teamed up in 1991 for the duet When Something Is Wrong With My Baby. And Diesel, or Johnny Diesel from Johnny Diesel and the Injectors, is playing guitar on that track. Little people know. It's a soulful rendition of the Sam and Dave classic. The duet was a hit in Australia and showcased their vocal chemistry and mutual respect, blending Farnham's smooth control with Barnes' powerful grit.
So together, Farnham and Barnsey reflect the diversity of Australian rock. One's polished in Farnham and soaring. The other was raw and, produced anthems, Australian anthems essentially, each with a lasting legacy and loyal fan base.
Definitely. Now, it's a hard one to, I guess, separate because they are quite different. But in this country, a bit like the Nirvana Pearl Jam sort of argument, you kind of have...
Ford, yeah.
Yeah, Beatles, Stones. You kind of have one of those things where you choose one or the other. Jaden, what are your thoughts on both? Give us your thoughts on Farnsey and your thoughts on Barnsey.
Look, it's difficult. I mean, Farnsey...
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Very difficult. Farnsey has iconic songs that are considered Australian anthems.
Definitely.
But for me, Barnsey just provides that ethos of an Australian...
The working class man.
Man.
The battler?
Yeah. The battler, yeah.
That I just can't go past. So
your vote's for...
My vote's for Barnsey.
Well, obviously my vote's Farnsey, but I'll counter what you're saying and say, yes, Jimmy Barnes did represent the working class man. A song that, obviously, we all love that song.
Very well.
We love that song very much. And I love Barnsey, don't get me wrong. I am a huge tragic for Barnsey too. But I think if you want to talk about working class man or everyday man, although Farnham was gifted that pop title in the 60s with Sadie, he failed hard. He fell from grace incredibly. And if Australians don't love anything, they love an underdog.
Yeah, a comeback story, a good comeback story.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like, a dude that was soaring as a teenager, like, he was a kid, mate. They made him a star because he was a plumber's apprentice. He was sticking his hand down the shitter for his work, and then they said, well, you can sing, kid, we'll put you here. He became like the first, almost like a boy band type of thing. He was a pop star. They made him into one. And then it was evident that that was a fail. Like, as great as he was talent-wise, it failed, and they brought him back, or he brought himself back in 1986. And his little foray in Little River Band, the album Playing to Win is a fucking prog classic.
Yeah.
Playing to Win is probably my favourite song. We didn't get to do singles in our top fives in our previous episodes,
that would be right up there.
Playing to Win's a great track. That John Farnham wrote that song. He wrote Playing to Win. And I mean, underdog story. So, for me, my vote, it's John Farnham, all the way.
And I'd have to agree with you. I mean, for me, it was a tough choice. I mean, I love Barnsey's grit, but I don't know. There's something special about Farnsey. I think that just, I don't know. I'm going for Farnsey, but it's a tight one. Yeah, it's a tight one. There's not much in it, but yeah, there's something special about Farnsey. I think
we've got a 2-1, but I think it's
very tight.
It
is, yeah.
Given that there's 3 of us, we can't really get a draw. But I tell you what, it's as close to a draw, I think, as you can get.
There's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer.
No way. And if you're Australian and you don't like either of those 2 singers, I don't think you're Australian.
Revoke your Australian membership, I think.
Hand in your passport now.
Hand it in. Revoke it.
You're done. Your citizenship?
Yep.
Shh. Gone. You're finished. Gone. So it's been difficult to choose, right? It's hard to put it together.
Yep.
But here's a little known fact. Stephen Presswich wrote the song When the War Is Over. And When the War Is Over was a Cold Chisel hit sung by Jimmy Barnes. Stephen Presswich was the drummer in Cold Chisel. But Stephen Presswich, he left Cold Chisel and he ended up in Little River Band, where John Farnham was the singer. And they covered When the War Is Over. So When the War Is Over, a great track, has been done by both Jimmy Barnes and John Farnham. And although this has been one hell of a war, I think victory goes to John Farnham by a whisper.
Classic.